Hi friends, it's Christiane with the Science Jam, and today we're going to talk about why is the Statue of Liberty green and some science with pennies. So, to get started, anyone have any ideas? Anybody online yet? I don't think so. So I'm just gonna wait a second and talk a little bit about the pennies, or make sure that we have the supplies that we needed. So I posted earlier this week to find vinegar, salt, a cup, and then 6 to 12 pennies. I have 8 here that I'm gonna use today, but we just wanna have enough to check. Different pennies were made in different years, so they might behave a little bit differently. So I'm gonna get started and we'll talk about the science a little bit while we wait for our pennies to work a little. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm going to take my vinegar and let me open mine up here. And I'm just gonna pour a bit in my cup. My vinegar is very full, so I'm gonna do this actually over the floor in case I spill a little. Okay, so just maybe anywhere between 1/4 cup and 1/2 cup. You don't need that much. I have a small cup here. And then I'm going to take salt. And you want to do maybe teaspoon to a tablespoon. Just, we're going to mix that in. It might not all dissolve, and that's okay. Okay, gave that a stir. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my dirtiest penny here. And what we're going to do is we're going to dip it halfway in, okay? I'm going to count to 10. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And look at that penny halfway. See that line? How it started to take off the tarnish, the corrosion product? So what I'm going to do now, so that's what this is going to do to our pennies as we leave them in there. So go ahead and put in all of your pennies into the solution and then try to separate them so that they're not on top of each other. That'll let the solution work the best. My cup isn't, it would be better if I had a shallower, wider cup. So if you're doing this later and you can switch it out to a wider cup, that might be better because it'd be best for all the pennies for the surfaces to be exposed. But I'll just mix mine a little bit. So what we want to do is we want to leave this for about 5 minutes. So I'm going to talk about what's going on a little bit while we wait. So pennies are made of copper and zinc. And so actually what goes on in your penny construction is pennies these days are 95% zinc and 5% copper. And, but prior to, I think it's 1982, you look that up, it was actually reversed. So pennies had more copper in them than they did zinc. And there's actually a small exception to that in World War II during 1943, there was a copper shortage, and so pennies were not made with any copper. So if you find a silver penny, it's not really silver, it's actually just zinc, but it looks silver. And so that one, this experiment wouldn't work on. But one of the things that I want you to, that we'll look at after we take our pennies out and put them on our paper towel is what year they are. The penny has that in small print, and we might see how the different pennies behave based on the year. Were they old pennies, a little bit older pennies, or are they newer pennies? And does that affect how they, what they look like? So I'm gonna stir my pennies, just give them a stir, a quick stir, make sure that they're all getting exposed, separate them out a little bit. So the Statue of Liberty also, it came to New York City in 1886. And when it came, it was copper. It looked just like a penny, nice and shiny. But now when we look at the Statue of Liberty, it's green, right? So what happened? So actually copper, like we're gonna see with our pennies in a little bit, is highly reactive. And so pennies and the Statue of Liberty react with the oxygen in the air, the carbon dioxide in the air, a little bit of the salt that's in the environment, because it's the Statue of Liberty is out in the ocean a little bit, and also sulfur that's in the air. And some of those combine and they create a substance called malachite. That's M-A-L-C-H-I-T-E. And it's a green mineral that forms from copper that creates a thin layer of covering on the Statue of Liberty and on pennies. So if we do it right. So we're gonna see that in a little bit on our pennies. I'm just gonna give them maybe another couple minutes in here to dissolve so they look nice and shiny, and I'm gonna show you what the Statue of Liberty looked like whenever it first arrived here in the United States. So it actually took about 30 years. It was probably about 1906 before the Statue of Liberty 1916. Yeah, 1916. Before the Statue of Liberty looked as green as it does today. But now it's been 130 years. Think about that. And so most of the metal on the Statue of Liberty is actually the original metal that that was there back in 130 years ago. It's just reacted with the oxygen, the CO2, the chlorine, and the sulfur in the air to create malachite and a couple other copper oxides. So, have you guys ever seen a rusty nail and how it's red? That's iron oxide. So that's another type of, we call it corrosion. That's actually what I do for my job, is I work with corrosion. So different types of metals react with their different environments and they corrode in different ways. But one of the ways that copper and also brass, because it has copper in it, corrodes, is that it forms this blue-green surface on it, which we call patina, is a fun word that you can also learn. But chemically, one of the major ones is called malachite. Okay, so I think, let's see, how many minutes have we gone by? Yeah, it's been about 5 minutes. If you want to look in and you can look at your pennies, see how shiny they are. My pennies look pretty shiny, so I'm going to go ahead and take them out. So what I want you to do is to take your paper towels and divide into 2 sections, okay? So we're going to put half of our pennies on one, and then we're going to leave our other pennies in here for just a second, okay? So this is just vinegar and salt. So you can either use a spoon to pull them out, or your hand was going to smell a little bit like pickles, but it's safe, I promise, to put your hand in here. If you have a cut on your hand, though, don't do this because it will sting a little bit, okay? But I'm just going to fish my pennies out. I'm going to put 4 on this paper towel, and I'm going to actually leave these 4 right here for a second. So what we're going to do is, what I want you to do is these 4, you're going to take them out and we're going to rinse them off, and I want you to put them on the other paper towel, okay? So I'm going to just wipe them off, and I promise I'll rinse them off in a later, after I get offline, and put them on a fresh paper towel, okay? But if you're doing this at home, rinse these off and put them on a fresh paper towel, okay? Because what you're going to do is, I want you to rinse 4 off, and then we're going to take these 4 and you're going to look at these over the next couple hours and come back and report to me. But what I want you to do is, these will actually start reacting with the air just like the Statue of Liberty, and in a couple of hours, or maybe a day or 2, they're gonna look green. So I want to hold up for you. This is one I did yesterday. Can you see that? Look at that. Look how green that is. I'm tilting it so you can hopefully see the green. And this one, just so you know, this one is 2001. And my other penny, which also is a little green, but a little more even, a little darker, this one is 1980. So look at your pennies and see what dates they have. but and see if they behave any differently. So the paper towel that you have here that you did not rinse your pennies off, what I want you to do is look at them over the next couple of days and see if they aren't turning green. What you can do is you can make a little bit more solution of salt and vinegar and just drip it over them so they're just wet again. But you don't put them back in the solution. Just drip a little vinegar salt solution on there, or you can put this in a tray with a wet paper towel with the solution on it, and they should turn green. So it's all about malachite and reaction, because what malachite is chemically is it's copper, it's a CO3 and an OH bond. So that CO3 comes from the carbon dioxide in the air. The OH comes from our acid in the reaction, is my understanding. And basically OH is a water group. But our acid and our salt help encourage that chemical reaction to occur. So it was great seeing you guys all here today. I'll post a photo of my green pennies in the comments along with a list of information on the Statue of Liberty, this science experiment in a written form that you can follow, some other science experiments you can do with salt and vinegar, since you now have those in your supply, and some other fun experiments that you can do with pennies. So I hope you guys enjoyed Science with Christiane today, the Science Jam, and I'll see you next week. Just a little teaser for what we're gonna do next week. I've already figured it out, is we are going to do Egyptian mummification. So be on the lookout for your supply list on that. I'll try to post it early next week, Monday or Tuesday, but it should be things that you have around the house. And it'll also be one that will do the experiment, but you'll also have to monitor as it goes on. And we'll post about it. So great seeing you guys today. Signing off for the Science Jam, it's Christiane.